yeah, welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which we talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear. Oh yeah, baby. And I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here tonight, and as always, by my TV queen, Kat Halstead, the author. Welcome back, Kat. Ooga.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah, she's got her remote in her hand. She's got a box of bonbons in the other, and she's got that little crease in the couch. She hasn't moved. She's just been watching television for the last 6 years, nonstop. Or it feels like 6 years. We're still in quarantine, kinda. We're like dipping in and out, right?
I mean, I have to work 5 days this week.
That is true. I mean, quarantine as a quarantine is over, but the virus is still looming. It's still out there.
Yeah.
It's out there just knocking on our windows.
I have to tell grown-ass people every day, wear your damn mask.
Yeah, it's like tapping on the window glass with like its long fingernails. You hear that little like rapping and tapping, like Freddy Krueger going down the chalkboard.
Like, I keep reminding the coaches at work, you guys, we gotta be on it with the masks. We gotta be on it.
Yeah, wear a mask, you fucktards. That's all I gotta say. That's my 2020 quote. Wear a mask, you fucktards. Hashtag it. Make it a swag shirt.
I just don't understand these people that, like, can't seem to wear a mask. And, like, when we're at work, if they're at their stations, they're allowed to take it off.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, they can sit there, they can take it off as long as they're distance from each other. But these people, like, forget to put it back on, and then they want to get it, like, up in your face, and I'm like, guys.
They leave it off when they go up to the water cooler to talk about 90 Day Fiancé with their coworkers.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what really grinds my gears?
Not that we actually have a water cooler, but yeah.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what really grinds my gears, Kat Halstead, the author? You want to know?
What?
The people that, like, leave the mask underneath their nose so their nose is visible.
Oh my god.
Cover your breathing holes, fucktards.
That's the other thing I have to say. I'm like, guys, wear your mask properly.
Ugh, I give up.
And I get called a bitch at work because I take my job too seriously. It's like, bitch, I don't want us to get closed down because you fucking idiots can't do things properly.
You know what? It's 2020, the same year that SeaQuest went on its first voyage. I'm just going to go under the sea and live underwater where the virus doesn't live. Hang out with Jonathan Brandis. And
that's so true. It is the year SeaQuest went out on their first voyage.
Yeah, shout out to SeaQuest. Now on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to make a bird noise, but I don't... Do peacocks make noise? No, they just strut their feathers, right?
I have no idea.
Science project. We're going to do a inquest into peacocks in honor of the Peacock streaming app. Now available wherever you can download your apps. Except for, like, Fire Stick or something.
Yeah, it's like, except for, like, a couple of smart TVs, but the Vizio Smart TV actually had it. Vizio still doesn't have an HBO Max app.
Oh, those fucktards. You know what? I just bought a brand new Vizio TV.
And it took, like, months to get a Disney Plus app.
Oh, yeah.
But they had Peacock right away.
You know what? Does NBC Universal have, like its hands in the Vizio pot? I feel like they do, because I feel like
probably
the TVs they used on The Office were Vizio for some reason. Because I remember, like, I bought a Vizio TV in, like, 2007. I'd never heard of it, never heard of Vizio.
Yeah.
And then I saw one on an episode of The Office, and I was like, well, they have Vizio on The Office.
For real, though?
Yeah. So I bet they are.
Vizio was not a name and then it just, like, was everywhere.
Yeah, now they're, like, the front runner. Like, move over Magnavox. Like, watch out, guys. Watch out, Vizio's in town. They got, like, free TV apps. I can watch fucking Stargate SG-1 all day long at no cost, at zero cost. I can watch fucking Amanda Tapping, whatever her name is, travel through the galaxy and solve intergalactic crimes, fight the Gauls or whatever their names are. Oh, I love it. You know what? Shout out to Vizio, friend of the show, longtime friend, boy toy, and gal pal, rolled into one because they're non-denominational. Love it. All right. Today we're saying goodbye to the 100s. Goodbye 100s. We're dipping out. We're entering a new age next week anyway, but we're going to go out.
Yeah, this is episode 199. Holy shit.
Yeah, the 199th episode spectacular is today. And we decided to close out on the 100s with a series finale, which is probably considered one of the greatest series finale by our journalistic gal pals. Like, it's on, like, EW's list, it's on TV Guide's list, it's on, like, Sue from Twitter's list as, like, the best series finales ever.
It's definitely a classic. It's definitely in, like, my top 10 series finales.
Really? Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your, before we announce the name, before we, like, play an angelic sound effect of announcing the name, what is your favorite, television series finale of all time? Can I take a guess? Can I take a hot guess?
Yeah, take a guess. I'm curious what you think it is.
All right. I'm Kat Halstead, the author and / TV watcher, sitting on my couch with my remote in my right hand, my box of bonbons in my left hand, and my little, shawl, my little TV watching shawl, and I got Sophia the dog on my lap, and I just want to put on my favorite TV series finale of all time. I'm going to go with Boy Meets World.
No.
If you say Mary Tyler Moore, I'm going to be pissed because that was my second guess.
No.
Ooh, I'm way off. Am I even close? Am I in the right, decade at least for either shows?
The show ended in the 90s.
Is it a drama or a sitcom?
It's a sitcom.
Okay.
And you're gonna kick yourself when I tell you what it is.
Can I get the network? Can I at least get the network?
NBC.
Seinfeld? Question mark?
No, I knew that's what you were gonna say. Cheers, man.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'm sorry. You know, I was going to say Cheers. That was my second guess.
Do you feel like kicking yourself now?
Wow. I don't know you at all. Where have I been the last 199 episodes? Not paying attention.
Really drunk.
For most of them. For 96% of them. I think there's 4 sober episodes of this podcast.
But am I sober in those?
My Two Dads, I think, was a sober episode.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so today we're doing probably what I consider top. I would give it a top 5. I'm going to give it the top 5 honor. I'm going to go higher than you. You said top 10. Fuck that. I'm going top 5.
Well, I said it's for sure in the top 10. I haven't really sat down and was these are my top 10.
Oh, can we get a
in order?
Can we get a Tumblr post of Kat's top 10 TV series finales?
Sure, why not?
And then we can do a Tumblr post from me of what I think is Kat Halstead, the author's top 10 series finales. I know the top is Cheers, so I'm just going to work backwards. All right. You want to say the name of what we're doing? Because I'm excited about this.
Yes.
This is a very quick half hour, by the way.
It is. I put this on yesterday, and then it was, over, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I thought there should have been, another fucking 17 minutes, but no, it was over in, a flash.
Yeah, it, went fast.
Super fast.
We are doing the classic CBS sitcom, Newhart.
Shout out to Newhart. We've done it before. We did an episode featuring, I believe it was Ed Asner, right? Ed Asner dropped into town.
We did the War of the Worlds one, didn't we?
No, we did the one where Dick goes on a talk show, and I thought it was Ed Asner was the host.
Oh my god, I don't remember what episode we did.
I love it.
I'm pretty sure we did War of the World.
No.
Where, Michael airs the movie, but the townsfolk,
They freak out like it's the 1938 rereading.
They think it's, an actual thing happening, and they start freaking out, and Bob is and Dick is because he's Dick in this. He's what the hell, people? No, he's guys, you're freaking out over nothing.
No, we didn't do it. We talked about it. We thought about doing it for Here Comes the Booze. Maybe we'll add it to the list, Kat. But no, we didn't do that one. We did the one where Ed Asner comes into town as a talk show host. He has a TV show, and Dick goes on it as a guest.
Why would we do that one?
We just picked a random episode. We just kind of rolled the fucking the Wheel of Fortune whale, and that's the episode that landed. I don't know.
I mean, that is usually how we pick episodes. We have a giant wheel, guys. A giant wheel with the quirky title.
Yeah, I always just we look through the list and we just like the title of the episode, so we go for it. And then most of the time it's all right. It's an okay episode, but it's so middle road. It's fresh out of sweeps. And it's you just kind of get a bunch of Bourne episodes for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's the throwaway one. It's the ones where the low level writers room staff writes. It's the person who just got hired that season. They finally let them write an episode, but it's the 15th episode that season. Mm-hmm. That's the one we did. I don't know, but it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. I think all episodes of Newhart are great. But we have to for our young millennial crowd out there, all of our adoring fans who've never heard of any of the shows that we do. We have to kind of create the scene of what Newhart is and who Bob Newhart is and who Larry, Daryl, and Daryl are and who Julia Duffy is and Peter Scolari and George Utley. We just have to go back. We have to tell them what Vermont is because I feel people don't even know that it's a state.
I remember in high school I applied to go to college in Vermont.
Did you think it was going to be the small town that Dick and his wife Joanna live in?
I honestly don't remember. I think I just wanted to get the fuck out of Colorado.
I had so many misconceptions about Vermont from this show. This little small town is just its own thriving community that has its own television station. It has everything.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I just love this world. I just love how this one little small ass village. They call it a village, but it's like a thriving metropolis on its own, though. It's hard. It's like a Sim City.
The way I look at it, it's probably the biggest town in the area.
Bigger than Montpelier?
Well, no, they're probably like on the other side of the state.
Okay. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Who knows?
So
I don't know the geography of Newhart.
I don't know the geography of Vermont either. I've never been.
I've been.
But I'm just guessing it's like one of those probably small towns. I don't know, maybe some media mogul retired to when they were bored, so they made a TV station.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? It's just like you grew up in the 40s, 50s. You like started television. You begat television. You launched all these greats that we love, like Ozzie and Harriet, I Love Lucy, and the likes. And it's now the early 80s. You're done. You're handing the torch off to the next regime. And you're like, fuck it. You throw your fucking dart at the board of USA. It lands in the middle of Vermont. Mm-hmm. You're like, that's where I'm going. And settle in and just create this little... Well, that person probably got there. They were bored. Morphed the town into its own thriving community, like Springfield on The Simpsons. Like,
yeah.
There's like a Hollywood sign that says Springfield in Springfield.
Yeah.
They have their own Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rainier Wolfcastle in Springfield.
Exactly.
They have everything. Like, you don't need to leave Springfield.
You really
don't. Fuck Shelbyville. That's all I gotta say.
Fuck Shelbyville. They can drink their turnip juice.
And marry their cousins if they want.
You know, it's like this small town. You know, Dick and his wife, Joanna, own an inn in a, like, historic building. I can never figure out, like, how many rooms are in this inn. I'm guessing there's, like, 2.
It always looks small from the outside, but it just seems like it's larger than life inside. There's so many rooms.
Yeah.
It just goes on forever. There's, like, different quarters. I don't know. Yeah, I'm guessing it's probably just a real tiny... They'll probably allow, like, two couples at a time, probably. That's what I gathered.
Like, there's, like, a few... Maybe there's a handful of rooms. Like, at the most, 8 rooms. Not including, like, the room Dick and Joanna live in, or the room the maid lives in, you know?
Yeah. Julia Duffy, the maid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gal pal, friend of the show, Julia Duffy. Long time.
We love Julia Duffy.
Longtime friend. I don't know anything about her other than her being in these shows that I like, but hopefully she's cool. If not, I apologize.
We get this small town, and it's full of eccentric as hell people. Like, the people in this town are all eccentric.
Oh, yeah. We got like woodsmen. We got just like a crazy mayor that like runs the town.
You got like a wacky handyman. You get like the yuppie who runs the TV station, who marries the maid, who's an heiress.
Oh,
like,
I love it.
And out of the woodsmen, only one ever speaks, and he basically comes and says, "Hi, my name is Larry, and this is my brother Daryl, and my other brother Daryl."
Yes, I think they started off as like a 1-episode joke, but they were so beloved that they just kept bringing them back.
Yeah, they were like, they are characters that appeared in season 1.
Yes, and they didn't overpower the show the way that Urkel overpowered Family Matters.
No. They actually got brought back in after some cast changes in season 2.
Bob Newhart has the foresight to just like, you know what, we just need to kind of bring these people in when they need to be brought on, but let's not overdo it. Mm-hmm. And Bob Newhart himself, he's this funny, well-renowned comedian, but he's not the quirky person in the show.
No.
He is the straight man. He's the everyday man, and it's him reacting to this community of people, which is what makes this show brilliant. And that's like how his other show, the Bob Newhart Show, operated also. He was just kind of the everyday straight man,
yeah,
and he just reacted to everyone around him. Like, that's his style of comedy. At the time, he was like the pioneer of this. It wasn't quite this big thing, because everyone loved the quirky character. Everyone wanted to be fucking Jerry Lewis or whatever. It's like Dean and Jerry.
Yeah.
Martin and Lewis.
Everybody wanted to be over the top. You don't have to be over the top.
You can just be Cat Halstead reacting to me who's over the top. Are you Bob Newhart and I'm every other character in Newhart? Is that the dynamic of this show?
Yes.
It works.
Yes.
You know, sometimes what makes you reacting to me...
And imagine if I was drinking all that wine this time.
Cat Halstead had her semi-annual bottle of wine binge last night, and you missed it. Unless you follow her Instagram, you got like 47 stories.
Yeah, I should probably delete some of those.
They'll be gone in like a few hours, so don't worry about it. All right.
They'll be gone tonight.
Before we dip into the world of the last episode of Newhart and the shocking ending. The shocking ending. Do you want to like kind of create the era of the time of what was going on around this time in the world through the means of other television series that aired this night?
Yes, let's see what else was going on that night.
Yeah, shout out to This Night in Television, our friend on Twitter, Sarayam, who loves this segment. Yes, we're bringing it back full time. The only
time it can't be here is if we're doing something that like syndicated or on cable.
We'll really try when we do like book club. We'll see like the hot books that month. We do a movie, like movies that release that week. But sometimes we find these weird, like, especially the British shows. I can't really find like what's been airing over the seas, or what's what aired during like a Saturday afternoon when we watched Out of This World. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. But we'll try. You know what? And if we can't do it, maybe we'll throw in some surprises. So who knows? All right. So do you want to go back to Monday, May 21st, 1990?
Yes. Okay.
All right.
How old are we? We are 9 years old.
Yeah, we're on the cusp of being 10. We're probably finishing up third grade. This is probably the weekend that I got to bring home the class gecko that we had as a class pet, and it died over the weekend. And then my mom had to buy a new one.
Oh,
my mom had to buy a new one, and then when I brought it into school on Monday, like there was this one fucking girl who like was like, "Hey, the gecko, like Gary the gecko looks a little bit smaller." I think my teacher knew, but the students didn't know. We tried to keep it a secret, and then it became like the scandal of the century.
Of course.
Yeah. Patrick killed Gary the gecko.
Way to go, Patrick.
Now we have Gary Jr. Yeah, GJ. Shout out to GJ. R.I.P. Ouija board us. Tell us what it's like being actually both of you geckos Ouija board us. Tell us what it's like being a pet of mine, a school pet. You want to start off with the alphabet? Our friends at ABC.
Yeah, what was happening on ABC?
This is a fun night at ABC. I don't know why. Things kick off with the OG like problem solver, MacGyver. Oh yeah, Richard Dean Anderson. He had a paperclip, a fucking, I don't know, like a blowtorch, and maybe like a fucking tube of caulking, and he saves the day. He like builds a jet out of that somehow. Fun night, fun hour. This is actually a rerun that night, so I think MacGyver already finished its season.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it ended a little bit early. Who knows? I don't know. I couldn't find the data. But following MacGyver, you ready? You ready for this? Are you sitting down?
I'm sitting down. I'm ready.
Take a sip of your water so you can spit it out. Tonight, part 2 of the miniseries, Voices Within, The Lives of Trudy Chase. Are you familiar with this? Do you know the story of Trudy Chase?
I don't think so.
Well, get ready. This is the story of a woman who was diagnosed with a dissociative identity disorder, and she allegedly had 92 separate personalities. So this is like her tale. And you want to take a hot guess at who played her? At who played Trudy?
Ooh.
We kind of...
Barbara Eden?
No, we kind of dipped into this world earlier. It ties in with your favorite series finale ever.
Shelley Long.
Yeah, Shelley Long, gal pal Shelley Long, who left Cheers. She left Cheers and did a string of shitty movies, eventually landed on the made-for-TV movie circuit, and got to play the role of Trudy Chase with 92 separate personalities. But I will tell you, I feel like Diane had 92 separate personalities. Am I right? Am I right, girl?
Yes. That's why Diane was the worst.
Yeah, this show is pro Rebecca. We don't really like Diane as much.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Rebecca years. Call us, tweet us. Tell us what it was like to be the far superior years of America's favorite sitcom. All right. You ready for the Tiffany Network? Our boys over at America's Eye?
Yeah, what was happening here besides Newhart?
Oh, this is a fucking fun night. Things kick off at 8 o'clock with Major Dad. Oh yeah, Major Dad. You know this one, right? You loved it, maybe?
Yeah.
Did you watch this?
Gerald McCraney. My mom watched it. I've put it on over the years. It was on like USA in the middle of the afternoon, and there's like nothing else on, but it's not like a show that if it dropped on like Peacock that I'd be binging.
Like, all right, so let's say you hopped onto Peacock right now and you had the choice between, what's that, The Greatest American Hero or Major Dad. Where would you go?
Major Dad.
Ooh, shocker. All right, yeah, so I was trying to I was struggling to come up with like what the concept of Major Dad was, so I cheated and went on to like Wikipedia. And when I read the summary, like the Wikipedia summary of Major Dad, I was like, that's not the show that I remember. But what they say, this was a Gerald McCraney vehicle about the unlikely romance between a liberal newspaper reporter and a gruff Marine officer. Is that what the show you remember?
Kinda, yeah.
That's not how I would describe it. I just remember
No, that's not how I would describe it, but yeah.
Major Dad like running like a military school. That's how I remember it. I just remember the liberal. I wouldn't even call her like the liberal newspaper reporter. I just remember her being a newspaper reporter.
Yeah.
I just never connected those crazy dots. So I don't know.
I mean, we haven't watched it really in adulthood, have we?
I have not dipped into the show in adulthood. This is a show that it's in the category of like, I'm aware of it. I've seen episodes. I understand the basic premise. I kind of have like a few vague memories of it, but I was never fully immersed into this world like the same way that I watched like Coach or Hogan's Family.
Yeah.
Or
I love Coach.
I don't know, even like Designer Women. That's our Major Dad Corner. Major bummer. Major bummer. All right, you ready for CBS 8:30? Any guesses? Any hot guesses?
I can't. My brain is not processing what it could be besides Newhart.
That's Newhart. You got it. So you go for you. We'll get there in a minute. I feel like you'll know the next hour. CBS 9 o'clock.
Designing Women. No. Murphy Brown, then Designing Women.
You got it. So tonight was the season finale of Murphy Brown, Going to the Chapel Part 2. This involves hijinks around the planning of Corky and Will's wedding. Ooga. Do you remember this one?
Vaguely, yes.
Do you have hot memories of this episode? Of Corky and Will getting hitched, going down the aisle, and our gal pal Murphy has to plan it, I think. I believe that's the premise. I kind of remember this episode. I remember it being a big deal. All right. Designing Women. You ready for the season finale of Designing Women?
Yeah, give it to me.
All right. Suzanne invites everyone, including Anthony, for a weekend at a fancy health spa. Sounds kind of run-of-the-mill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't place
I'm sure there's hijinks, though.
Oh, there's always fucking hijinks. It's Designing Women, you know?
Yeah.
What's her name? Probably got on a soapbox about something probably about, like, the fucking dirty hot tub water at this health spa. Mm-hmm. Julia Sugarbaker is probably all upset.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me pull up my soapbox and yell at, like, 16 people for 6 minutes for the last 7 minutes of the episode. All right. CBS 10 o'clock. I do not recall this show ever being on at night. I thought this was like a Saturday afternoon series for some reason. Siskel and Ebert at the movies.
What?
Yeah.
This is like a syndicated show you watch at like 11 o'clock at night on WPIX.
That's what my secret TV source says.
Maybe it was like a special or something.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they were doing on CBS. You know what? Maybe they were trying to like branch them out. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like a biography on them. I don't know. It just says Siskel and Ebert, so I don't know. Who knows? They were giving thumbs up to something. But I'm giving thumbs down to them being on this network, because we should have got like a fun episode of like Jake and the Fat Man. I don't know. Something.
I think Jake and the Fat Man was ABC.
I don't know. It's something. All right. You ready for Fox? You ready for a hot night at Fox?
Yeah, what's on at Fox? It's 1990. I have no idea.
Any guesses?
No idea.
You don't have like the slightest inkling of what might be on a Monday night on Fox at 8 o'clock? Like, think the early days of Fox.
I honestly...
Monday night. Like, what were like the few hot shows they had?
Can't think of what it could be.
It eventually became a movie franchise recently that turned it into a comedy starring Channing Tatum.
Oh, 21 Jump Street.
Oh, yeah. 21 Jump Street. And following 21 Jump Street is Alien Nation. Do you know Alien Nation?
No, I don't.
All right. This was a futuristic cop series set in 1995, which involves aliens. It's based, it was originally a 1988 film, and then they, I don't know, decided to make it a TV series. It only ran for one season. It didn't do too good, but it spawned a series of novels and made-for-television movies, which took place in the same universe. I used to watch it a few times here and there. It's basically just like a cop drama in which aliens live in our world. I don't know. It's very
fun.
It was kind of fun. I used to be enthralled by it. Like in my mind, I thought this was on for years, but apparently it's only one season. I'm ready for NBC. I'm excited about NBC tonight. One night only. A special.
What does NBC have for us?
They had a special. This is a Night of 100 Stars 3. The third Night of 100 Stars. A variety special which benefited the Actors Fund, and it had appearances by Hank Aaron, Jane Alexander, B. Arthur, Ed Asner, everyone's favorite Beau Bridgers, and many, many more. I don't know. I would love to watch this, because this was on for like 3 hours, according to my data.
Wow, okay.
I want to sit down and fucking watch this. I want to see all these hot stars. I want to see B. Arthur. Maybe she comes out and talks on a podium, gives a hot speech. Maybe Hank Aaron's next to her. Maybe they make like a baseball joke. Like, who knows what happens? Like, who knows? I don't know. I'm excited. Like, what is Beau Bridges doing there? Like, what was he pimping this night?
Oh,
I can already see Kat's fingers working. I can already see her fingers typing. She's probably trying to find it on YouTube.
like the whole thing's on YouTube, babe.
Nice. All right, I know what I'm doing this weekend. Maybe I'll live stream it. A night of 100 stars.
You have fun with that.
So that's that night of television, that hot night of television on a scale of 1 out of 5 separate personalities. How many separate personalities would you give this episode, this night of television?
It's not as wild a night as you were pimping it out to be.
You know what? I still think it's a hot night. I think ABC had some good stuff going for it. I think CBS was good. I'd probably watch Fox. And NBC. I don't know. You know what? I'm kind of here for all of it. Not gonna lie. Not Newhart. Major Dad might be the only thing that I'm kind of like, about.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I feel like I was probably watching Night of 100 Stars and maybe dropping into, like, CBS after the first half hour.
I was gonna say, you mean you skipped fucking the series finale of Newhart? Young 9-year-old cat?
No. I know I didn't.
She's wearing her Larry, Daryl, and Daryl t-shirt.
I'm wearing my Team Pan t-shirt.
Well, that's that night in television. Do you want to take us into the wild, wild world of The Last Newhart, which is what the episode is titled, by the way.
Yes.
Very simply, aptly titled.
Okay.
Season 8, episode 24, by the way.
So everybody's at the inn. They're having, like, a town meeting.
Yeah, the weekly town meeting, I guess. I feel like every episode opens with a town meeting.
Pretty much. It feels like this is a wacky little town.
And it's at the end. They don't have a town hall. They got their own thriving television series. They got, like, all this other stuff. They have their own, like, late night show. But they don't have a town hall to, like, conduct meetings at.
Everybody's in the inn, including, like, the guests of the inn.
They come, like, you know...
That's the best part.
Yeah, like, these people from out of town, these visitors from all over the world, and they're here like, I'm gonna go check out the town meeting here at the fucking Stratford Inn. This little tiny-ass bed and breakfast that can barely fit, like, 8 people, but yet, like, I don't know, the room's crowded. Filled to the brims.
Yeah.
Filled to the nosebleeds.
So, like, the whole town is there. All the wild, wacky little characters we've grown to love over the years. And they're having, like, the town's, like, 215th anniversary or something like that.
Yeah, this town's been around forever. Like, they're talking, like, about the pride of the town. Like, this town is important to American history. Mm-hmm. We've survived so much. There's so much history here. We're going to be around forever, and we're great, you know, like, they're just talking, like, they're basically just, the town's amazing.
Yeah, the town's amazing. They're going to have a production of Fiddler on the Roof. They're going to have, like, all kinds of, like, little events throughout the next couple days.
Maybe a raffle.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, a Dayton auction. Who knows? Like, who knows?
I hate raffles.
You know, you can win, like, a toaster oven.
We do raffles at work all the time, and I just hate them. I hate them.
What do you think would be, like, the top prize at a 1990 raffle? Like, what would you be dying to have? Like, what do you think the citizens of this town would be, like, itching to have?
Probably, like, a VCR.
Ooh, like a VCR that records?
Yeah, like, a really, like, a high-tech VCR, or just, like...
a programmable VCR so you can tape record the Ed Asner show.
Yeah.
Late night, so you can go to bed early, so you can get up and fucking whittle wood in the woods.
So, yeah.
I would think it'd be that, or like one of those, like, or like a programmable coffee maker. I feel like this was like the era where those are starting to come into fruition.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm trying to think of the history of coffee makers. I don't know. Like, I just feel like around this time, 1990, I just remember going to, like, my grandparents' house, and they just had their old fucking coffee maker, the same one that they had in the 60s, just fucking thriving. Like, my grandparents' house until, like, maybe the late 90s. Everything. Like, they had the old freezer from, like, the original freezer that came with that they bought with the house, the fucking original fridge, like, everything. Like, everything was old. The fucking...
Oh, wow.
The walls, the tables, the furniture, and then, like, all of a sudden, it's, like, out with the old, in with the new. Like, it's like she won a contest. Like, a fucking Good Housekeeping contest. Had, like, you had to write an essay or something, and you get to win, like, a hot makeover. Like, I remember climbing into I remember it was, like, one of those, like, it was, like, you know those, like, old-fashioned meat freezers that, like, the Brady Bunch would have?
Yeah, so...
You open it from the top, and I remember, like, climbing in there, and, like, actually, like, climbing in to get ice cream.
Oh my god, how are you? You're like a Punky Brewster episode.
It didn't, the old ones didn't latch, though. The refrigerator's latched, but the freezer didn't latch.
Guys, sometimes I'm amazed that Patrick made it to adulthood.
I'm amazed, like, when I wake up in the morning. Let's be real. Let's get dangerous.
Okay, so they're having like this town meeting, and Joanna asks their guest, this Japanese man, if he wants to go see Fiddler on the Roof. He's like, well, actually, what I want to do is I want to buy everybody's house for $1 million and turn your town into a golf course.
And the whole town, like, is like, yeah, like, let's do this. Like, we're rich now.
The only people who do not sell are Dick and Joanna. Like, the whole town, they go do their production of Fiddler, and then they all go home and, like, pack up their bags.
Yeah.
Like, their suitcases.
They're literally ready to go.
Like, a suitcase.
It's funny, though, because this is on the end of this huge speech by the mayor, like, talking about the town history and the companionship of the citizens and just how they've thrived for the past, like, 250 years. And this Japanese tourist just comes in and is just like, I want to buy the place. And they're like, okay, like, here you go. Like, when do we leave?
Yeah, like, they're just like, okay, bye.
Yeah, they all decide to leave. They pack up their one suitcase and they all just like roll into the end. Like, that's their final place to go. They have to come to say goodbye to Dick and his fam, or his wife.
I'm never going to understand the one suitcase thing.
This is my theory, and it kind of ties into with the surprise ending of the episode. The whole show basically just goes around how absurd these townsfolk are.
Yeah.
And in the very last episode, we just get their absurdity at its highest form. Like,
that is true.
Like, it's just the absolute peak of absurdity.
It's just like this thing on TV where it's always like they just have like the one suitcase, and I'm like,
oh yeah, like the little brindle stick thing. It's just like the little kid runs away and he just brings his.
Yeah, I'm like, this could like maybe fit my underwear.
And they all gotta go to the bed and breakfast.
Maybe I just have too many clothes.
They all gotta go to the bed and breakfast to say goodbye to like their one like good friend.
Yeah.
Like, forget everybody else. Let's just go to the bed and breakfast.
Well, because they're all leaving.
Well, I mean, what we've learned throughout the series of Newhart is, like, Dick's Inn the Stratford Inn is, like, the epicenter of the town.
Yes.
It's basically, like this town, I feel like funded the community for some reason. Even though, like, they never had really guests or not.
Yeah.
They were able to, like, pay for a staff to live and work there. But yet it, like, somehow mysteriously funded the town. And, like, Dick, he's not native to the area. Like, he came there late in life.
Like, they moved from New York, and Dick writes handyman novels, but he needs a handyman to do the work at the inn.
Yeah, but it's, like, weird, though. He comes to the town, and he just becomes the center of the town. Like, everything revolves around him.
Yeah.
And if he weren't there, like, if this series finale, like, just ended with Dick deciding to move out of town, this town would literally just crumble without him. Like, I don't think they would know how to function.
They would not let him leave.
No, like, they'd be like, you know that thing they do where, like, the little kid, like, wraps their leg around the daddy's leg because he doesn't want him to go to work?
Yeah.
They'd be doing that to Dick. Like, they would not let this fucking guy leave the town.
Yeah.
Like, how did they function for 242 years before Dick showed up?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like, do you think he's like he was like a, there was like a prophecy, like, and in 1981... the great Dick and Joanna will come strolling into town and take over, like, the sacred land, which will then be forth known as the Stratford Inn, where he will bring life back into the community. I don't know. There's more to this. I don't know.
There probably is. So, like,
it's almost dreamlike.
Everybody comes to say goodbye. They're all getting like $1 million
each. Yep. Like,
yeah, each.
So, is it each household? Or is it, like, let's say there's, like, a wife and husband and wife. Are they each getting $1 million, or is it just, like, each household?
I think it's each household.
Okay. That's a lot of fucking money. This guy, what, do we know the population of this town?
I'm guessing it can't be that big. I don't think it's that big.
I feel like we've met everybody that's lived in this town on this series.
I would say...
I'm going to say...
There might be, like, 10 people we haven't met, and those would be, like, the kids.
Would you say there's, like, 500 people in this town?
Not even.
100?
Yeah.
So the Japanese investor guy that comes into town and wants to turn into a golf place, he has at least $100 million to just throw at these people, and then still have money left over to demolish everything, to pay for that, and then turn the whole town into a gigantic golf course. And then eventually build a, like, 500-room, like, 5-star hotel 4-star hotel. Like, wait, is it 4 stars? Is it the highest?
I don't remember. 5 stars the highest.
All right, a 5-star hotel. Like basically, this guy is like the Japanese Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He's just this like business mogul from Japan. He's probably huge there, and he's just loaded with cash. He probably has his own like casinos and all the stuff there, and he just wants to get a piece of that American pie. He just wants to get a nice slice, and he has to start small. You know, he can't like fly into New York and destroy fucking Central Park and build his golf course there. He has to start small, and he goes to this little town in Vermont. Little village, not even a town, it's a village.
Yeah.
They're a village.
Yeah, it's probably like 100 people. And if you think about it, let's say you probably have that's probably including kids and, couples. So it's not even 100 million.
Yeah, we never meet the kids. Like, they never bring children to the show. Like, we might see, like, someone carrying, like, a baby fucking carriage or something, or a little car seat.
Yeah.
But that thing's empty. Fucking Julia Duffy ain't walking around with a fucking car seat filled with a fucking live child. No, that's not in our contract.
These people all come to the inn and they say goodbye, and like, I think there's part of Joanna that's kind of pissed off that they're not selling the inn.
Yeah, because Dick is like putting his foot down. He's like, no. He's like, I lived in fucking New York City for, I don't know, like 50 years, maybe even longer than that. I don't know how old he is at the time this series aired.
Yeah.
But, I fucking went through the fucking ring and gutter, fucking been dried out. I just wanted to, like, live the last couple of years of my life in peace. I just wanted to just live in peace, live in the fucking country, run a little bed and breakfast, write a fucking, I don't know, those, like, Idiot's Guide to This type books, and just live off that. Not worry about anything, nothing stressful. The books don't sell, who cares? I have the inn to fall back on. Oh, the inn's not doing good? Okay, I'll just fucking write, like, 3 more books this month. Who cares?
Yeah.
I got it. I'm funny. I'm a funny guy. But he's got this, like... How would you describe Joanna? She's kind of like, she's a city girl at heart.
Yeah, she's definitely a city girl.
Like, was she reluctant to go to...
If I remember correctly, she was reluctant.
She wasn't happy.
Dick's idea.
She wasn't happy about going to Vermont.
Yeah, like, it was like she was happy in the city.
But she learned to love it.
Yeah.
It's like Mahoney on Police Academy. He hates it at first, but then he loves it in the end.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Think of it like Funny Farm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
The Chevy Chase movie.
Yeah, shout out to Funny Farm.
Which is an absolute classic.
Does it hold up today? We'll find out in our Patreon podcast.
It does.
Someday.
But she grew to love the town, and...
She kind of takes care of the inn. Like, she takes care of, like, most day-to-day operations, right?
Yeah, like, in all honesty, she runs the inn, not Dick.
You know what? It's become her passion. Like, this is, like, now her reason for living. Mm-hmm. Maybe she probably... Like, what is her life before Vermont? Like, what did she do in New York? Did she have a job? Like, do we know?
I don't remember.
Like, was she a weather lady? Like, what? Like,
I could totally see her being a weather lady.
Yeah, like a news anchor. She's like Christina Applegate to fucking Ron Burgundy on Anchorman. And she's like, I had enough of fucking Ron Burgundy. I'm getting out of this fucking place. And
yeah,
she hooks up with Dick. She rides that Dick all the way to Vermont, and she grows to love the place. It's fun. She has like meaning in life. She gets to like the occasional time they get like a tourist that comes in town, she gets to like meet people from like other walks of life.
Yeah.
And she really gets it. She like really gets into like other people's culture and stuff. She's a learner. She's a lifelong learner.
Yes.
And she probably like, you know what? There's probably like a little old lady that like teaches like a knitting class at the library, and she probably went to it, or like a scrapbooking club. She probably signed up for like a book club. She probably got like involved in all these like little smallerish type things, and she's like, fuck, you know what? This is like how I want to live my life. Like, I can't hustle and bustle. Mm-hmm. I can't do it. I don't want to live large. I don't want to live like this lavish life anymore, Dick. Mm-hmm. I just want to be this little country bumpkin. I just want to fucking have land. I want to serve tea to the guests. I want to, give them book recommendations. Mm-hmm. Brand new life that I have in mind, and you're gonna take this from me. Well, actually, no. Wait, hold on. Wait, we're the opposite of that, right?
You lost it. Like, I was going along with you, and then you're like, wait.
Sorry.
Dick's the one that doesn't want to sell.
Everything I just said, wait, fuck that, there's $1 million check. You mean I can fucking fly on first class, sit next to Vanna White? Sign me up. Sign me up. Sorry.
I mean, at the very least, she was thinking maybe they could go buy something in a warmer climate.
I mean, I was just painting the world that she became a part of. Like, she did become ingrained in this world. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Patrick, you're done. You're done. You're cut off.
All right, I'm cut off.
So, everybody comes to say goodbye, and they like come marching in solemnly. Like, I guess they're doing a song from Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's a song from Fiddler on the Roof. I'm gonna throw this out there. I've never read, watched, or participated in Fiddler on the Roof, so I know nothing about it. I couldn't tell you what it was.
Same.
Is it about a fiddler on a roof? I don't know. Who knows? Is it an allegory? We don't know.
I have no clue. And like,
yeah.
I remember it was like this big thing when we were kids, but we were like too young for it.
Sure.
Or whatever, and then like we were not going to be like interested in it. Like,
I wasn't invested in that plot line. I did like read that there are like parallels to Fiddler on the Roof, but I'm like, I don't see it. So it means jack to me. I'm just here for like the Larry, Daryl, and Daryl cameo and getting to see like Lisa Kudrow in a hot minute.
They all say goodbye, they all leave, and then we come back 5 years later.
Yep.
And the inn has undergone a little bit of a change.
Yeah, it's now Japanese themed.
Because the inn was always like this historic American Revolutionary War era style with the uncomfortable looking furniture.
Oh, yeah. I would never sit down in this place, by the way. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to just go sit in the car and read War and Peace out there.
Yeah, like...
Thank you for the book recommendation, Joanna, but I'm going to go read War and Peace outside.
Yeah, like it's just like that old style of furniture that just doesn't look comfortable to sit on.
It's like that the thin cushions.
Yeah.
And just like the very like woody frames.
Yeah, like, okay, I'm sitting on a couch that is probably from the late 80s, early 90s. The lack of padding it has compared to my couch that's currently in storage is just, it's a good 60% less than what like a couch today would have.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, these fucking schmucks in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, like they just didn't think of comfort. I don't know. Like what were you thinking?
Yeah, like
have you like they thought like a spring and a mattress was a fucking great idea. Like an actual fucking spring.
I'm that person who like I added padding to this too. Like I have like extra padding to it, and it's still not a lot.
You went to fucking Walmart, bought those like $5 pillows, just put it on top of it.
You know what I did? I took, because the bed we have is really nice right now. It's like really nice padding, pillow top type thing. So I took like the extra padding I had from our last bed, folded it up, and I put it on the couch.
Ooh, God, look at you. Look at you. Fucking life hack.
Yeah.
Life hack. Cat Hall said life hacks coming to our YouTube page next fall. Following Cooking with Cat and, I don't know, Making a Cake with Patrick. Maybe coming soon. Who knows?
Yeah, that was Truman.
Yeah, I guess Truman was upset about something.
He is a little worried about the idea of you baking a cake.
I know, he's preemptively worried. Preemptively worried. All right.
Okay, so...
let's dip back into the world of Dick and Friends.
For the most part, the inn still has the Revolutionary War era style. It now has, like... the very late 80s, early 90s Japanese style screens and stuff all over the place. And the low tables where you sit on a pillow.
Yeah, those paper wall things. Those paper walls. I don't know what they're called.
The rice paper walls, yeah.
Yeah, like you see them a lot in like Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 and Bruce Lee movies and other fun martial arts movies of yesteryear.
So yeah, and Joanna, oh my God, this would never happen today.
No.
This would not happen today.
No, wait till...
at all. Joanna...
wait till fucking Gen Z hears this episode and they go back and watch it on YouTube.
Joanna is dressed like a geisha.
Like, she's unrecognizable in this.
Yeah.
Like, barely recognizable. Like, for a second I was like, wait, is that Joanna? Oh, it's Joanna. Like, what is she doing? Girl, what are you doing?
Yeah, she had, like, the black wig on where the hair goes all poofy into the bun with the chopsticks. And she had the kimono, and she was walking around, like, kind of, like, tiny steps. It was, ooh.
She's bowing.
That was hard to watch.
They got rid of all their chairs, and now they sit on the floor. They look like those low to the ground tables.
Yeah.
They sit on the floor, and they... surprisingly still have guests, though. Like, there's still guests coming to this place. Well, I mean, I guess now it's like a thriving golf community, so people, like, you know, fly out from all over the world to golf.
You know, you get the people who kind of want to stay in something not like a cookie cutter hotel. You know what I mean?
I'm guessing as of now, as of this moment in time, it's the only hotel in the area, right? Because they're currently working on.
I thought they built a hotel.
No, it was going to be it's like in the process of being built, I think.
Oh, okay.
'Cause,
Yeah, so they're the only game in town.
Yeah, so like they're the only game in town. They only have what we decided a few rooms.
Yeah, like they have like 8 rooms.
So people probably have to stay in Montpelier, and then they have to like bus in. They have to like take a bus or something, or rent a car.
Yeah.
It's a call fucking Enterprise, spend all this money to rent a car, drive up, fucking play a round of golf, drive back, or you know what? I could see like Dick and Joanna like really raising the prices and just getting like a certain crowd of people in. Like really want like
Yeah.
we want to make all of our money we can for the next year because we don't have other businesses around to depend on, I guess. Like
So like they still have a spoiled bratty maid, only it's a Japanese girl.
the new Joanna. I mean, the new Stephanie. Stephanie, right? Is that her name, Stephanie?
The new Stephanie, who, yeah, it's just, like, they still end up filling those, like, weird, cliche-y, like, tropey, absurd roles.
It's like they put an ad out in the newspaper that went to nobody because nobody lived there anymore. It was like, we need we need a handyman to fill this role who like does not know how to do like any handyman work at all. Like just very inept.
Yeah.
Takes his time. Maybe kind of gets the job done just enough. Like that was George Utley in a nutshell, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So we need a new guy that can do that. I don't know. Dick has no business sense. Like he's not business savvy, is my guess.
No.
And Joanna maybe is, but
like to be fair, Joanna is trying.
Joanna is like super into this new theme for the hotel / inn or whatever the fuck you call it. Like she's really trying to make it work.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm guessing maybe since everyone moved out of town, maybe Dick has been like a new man. His creative spark, his creative drive is gone. He's not writing those like how-to books anymore. He can't do it. He can't do it anymore. So they lost that income. So like now it's like fully on the inn.
Why do you think that happened? Why is that where your head goes?
Well, we definitely see Dick, and he's definitely unhappy. He's unhappy with the way, like,
Well, he's unhappy because Joanna has taken their nice little colonial inn and turned it into Japanese garden.
Well, I mean, that too. Like, that's part of it. But I feel like even though he kind of, like, in a way, I feel like Dick kind of looked down on the townspeople, but then when they all, like, just abandoned him, and he's like, you know what, I need these people. I need this small, like, close-knit community. Even like Larry, Daryl, and Daryl, like, I need them. Like, they were just woodsmen who accomplished nothing to my life, but they made me complete. And
see, I think you're wrong. I think he was really kind of happy.
Really?
Because it was, like, kind of quiet. He could get his stuff done. He didn't have these people coming and insisting he be part of town events that, like, didn't make any sense. He didn't have people just coming to him for advice because their mute brother fell in love with someone or something. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like that was replaced with a golf ball hitting the side of the building every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens. Because the end's literally on, like, the 14th hole. Which I guess is like a big hole in golf. I don't know. I don't know golf, but
I don't.
Like 5 minutes, a golf ball hits the side of the house, and they all duck. Like they all duck down. Like I'm sure like a golf ball has come through the window and like hit somebody before, or like got glass everywhere.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So they're all scared. So I feel like Dick maybe originally thought he'd be at peace, but then after the golf course was completed, he's like, shit, a golf ball, like the potential of being hit by a golf ball. I would rather just have my annoying community around me instead of a golf ball. I don't know. That's the way I looked into it.
See, because the way he reacts when everybody comes back, that's why I can't be on board with that.
I feel like that's just Dick being Dick, though. Like, he's just trying to save face. He doesn't want these people to know that he relied on them.
Well,
that's the way I think of it.
Okay, we're gonna agree to disagree.
All right.
Because everybody comes back to town. They had like all agreed to come back after 5 years and have a little reunion because
they're gonna.
Why not? I mean, the thing is, from the sounds of it, most of them have kind of kept in touch anyways. Like, you get the trio of, like, the town council people are all living on houseboats in San Diego together.
Yep. Five Slips Down from Robert Goulet.
Yes.
Oh, shout out to Robert
You
Goulet.
get Stephanie and Michael are raising their little daughter. What was it, Stephanie Jr.?
Yep, SJ. She's like now just this like Shirley Temple-esque type
Yeah.
child.
Larry, Daryl, and Daryl have wives.
Yep. They met these girls at a casino in Atlantic City. One of them is played by Lisa Kudrow.
Yes, back when she had black hair.
Back when, yeah, she was the leader of them, right? Like she was like the first one.
No, she was the middle one.
They all reminded me of Marissa Tomei on My Cousin Vinny for some reason.
Yes. Well, it's so funny. It's like I was watching this with my boyfriend, and he goes, "Wait, is that Lisa Kudrow?" And I'm like, "Yeah," which is like I wasn't sure he was gonna be able to tell because like the copy on YouTube's kind of grainy and not the best quality.
Kind of grainy. I couldn't see faces at all. I was like, which one is Lisa Kudrow?
I put it up on my TV.
Like, I couldn't even tell, even by the voice, I couldn't tell which one was Lisa Kudrow.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was just, I mean, we'll take what we can take. Let's be real.
You know, they're very yappy women, and it leads to one of the greatest moments of the series. Daryl and Daryl finally speak.
Yes. And what do they say, Cat Hall said?
These are the only lines these men utter in the entire series. What was it? Quiet down or shut up or something like that.
And then the audience erupted into laughter. Like, it just went nuts. It just
Because it was...
erupted. It erupted. That's like, who was it on like Howdy Doody that talked for the first time? It was like Clarabelle or something.
Maybe, I don't... What do I know about Howdy Doody?
It's episode 201 of the podcast. So you better catch up.
Nothing.
On Howdy Doody.
So they say that, and then, you know, everybody is like, say, "Oh, we're gonna stay at the inn." And they're like, "We don't have enough rooms for everybody." You know? Like, all these people want to be back together again. And they're like, "Okay, let's figure out who's gonna share rooms."
Yeah, and like Larry, Daryl want their own room. They want their wives to have their own room, and
Yeah.
it's a mess, and it's just all this bickering, just kind of like erupts between the two. And Dick is done. Dick is like, you know what? I'm fucking out. Like, I'm just gonna fucking peace out in the night. Like, just
He's like, "I'm gonna go for a walk.
clear my head.
Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get hit by a golf ball."
He opens the front door. He literally opens the front door, and what happens?
He gets hit by a golf ball to the head.
Yep, hits right in the temple, right in the fucking temple.
And he collapses.
And we get this, like, him, it goes slow motion, and he's just kind of reacting to it, and he's just starting to lose consciousness, but he's, like, trying to fight it, and he just, like, slowly slides down the doorway, like the arch of the doorway, and then fade to black. Is he dead? Is Dick dead? Did he die? Did he go to heaven? Is he at the pearly gates? Is he going to meet St. Peter? What's going to happen, Cadell said? What happens?
I mean, the script that got leaked to the press said that Bob dies and goes to heaven and gets to meet God, played by George Burns.
Yeah, so the whole cast, everyone involved in the show, everybody, when they got the script, it said that Dick dies. He goes to heaven and talks to God, played by either George Burns or George C. Scott. Those are the two people they wanted to play God. But no, that doesn't happen. Instead, what happens? What happens, Cadell said, the TV Watcher.
Instead,
shake your bonbons. Shake up the bonbons right now and shake up this fucking episode, because something's going to happen. Something shocking. You're going to be shook to the core. You're going to drop your jaws. You're going to pick it up off the floor.
Are you done?
I'm done. For now.
Okay. So, the screen's black. You know, a light turns on.
Like a little, like, lamp. Like a little side lamp. Yeah.
Yeah, just like a night side table lamp. And you see this very familiar checkered... No, it's not even checker print. It's just like box print type thing of sheets. And, you know, we see Bob Newhart and he goes, Emily, wake up. And the light turns on.
No, he doesn't even say a name, though. He just says, hey, wake up. He's like shaking a woman.
And he shakes her awake, and the light comes on, and it's Suzanne Plachette as Emily. Going, what? Because she obviously wants to be asleep. She's like, I had this crazy dream. I was an innkeeper in Vermont, in this crazy town with crazy citizens. It was insane. And he, like, describes it a little bit, and she's like, he gets to the part about, like, the Japanese buying the town, and she's like, no more Japanese food for you before bed.
Yeah, and like right before she shuts off the light, he's like, and I even had like a hot blonde for like a wife. And she's like, oh, whatever. And she like rolls down, they shut off the lights, the screen goes black again for like a second, then the light turns on, and then Emily like perks back up, and she's like, wait, you had a hot blonde for a wife?
But then he goes, you should wear more sweaters.
Yeah, because Joanna wears a lot of sweaters. We have to talk about her sweaters too in a minute.
Yes.
And that's it. Like, that's how Newhart ends. It just kind of fades to black. It comes back for a bit, and we see like the cast wrap like on the stage.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's like before the real cast like knew how this was going to end, because it was at the living room scene when they all came back together 5 years later. A few things I want to comment on. Suzanne Plachette's cigarette smoking voice.
Yes.
What, like, super noticeable. Like, I did not notice that, like, as a child. I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, like, to be fair, like, when we
2020, Patrick noticed it?
probably first watched this, like, when it aired, we didn't know who she was.
I might have from, like, random reruns or something. Like, maybe. But I used to, like, confuse the two shows, though. I used to just know Bob Newhart, and I would just be like, how come sometimes he works at an inn? How come sometimes he like lives in like a high-rise apartment in Chicago? Like, what's going on? Like, what's...
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, then again, I was like 5 or 6 years old. Like, you're just trying to like piece the world together.
Yeah, so I don't think I ever saw reruns of the Bob Newhart show until I was in like middle school, and Nick at Night got it.
I mean, I can't pinpoint exactly when I saw them, but I mean, maybe it was. I don't know.
But like,
I remember reading about like TV Guide though, like about the two different shows, like eventually at one point, and I was like, oh.
Well, I just remember like my mom was like,
she had to explain it to you.
Really excited about this. She's like, oh my gosh. I was like, what? I don't get it.
What?
Yeah, she had to explain. I was like, oh, that's weird. So, I mean, let's be real. When I was a kid, my draw for the show was Larry, Daryl, and Daryl.
Oh yeah, for me sure too. Like if they never showed up, I was upset. And like there were a lot of times where they didn't show up. You want to talk about some pop cultural spoofs of the end of the Newhart?
Yeah. Are we going to talk about the Breaking Bad one?
Yes. All right. So the finals. I'll let you do that one, and then I have another. I was going to do the Saturday Night Live one.
Okay. So the only reason I even know this exists is because my boyfriend immediately took the remote from me yesterday. Told me to close my eyes and put it on. And I was like, oh. So it, like, shows Walter White and, like, whatever.
Skyler White.
Yeah, and then, he wakes up as Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. And,
Jane Kasmerick.
Yeah, she's like, no. She's like, oh, honey. Because he's freaking out. He's like, I was a meth dealer and I killed people. She's like, Hal, you can never kill anybody.
You're a pussy, Hal. You're a fucking pussy.
But, like, it's like, Hal, it was just a bad dream.
Yeah.
Just go to bed. And then he, like, tries to, like, fool around. And she's like, dude, stop poking me. Go to sleep.
You know what? I miss Jane Kasmerick. Where has she been? Where the fuck has she been?
I don't know. I miss her, too.
We need a Jane Kasmerick vehicle. Like, she just needs to come back in full force. Just do, like, a hot fucking sitcom.
What? You know what I saw? Oh, she was in one of those old Judith Krantz miniseries I remember I found on YouTube a while ago. It was so good. Apparently she's been doing just random stuff.
I mean, she's been acting. She's been in episodes of Carol's Second Act, Mixed-ish, This Is Us, The Big Bang Theory, Big Time in Hollywood, Florida, The McCarthys, Law and Order Special Victims Unit. So, like, she's around. Like, she's just not...
Yeah.
She just needs something... Like, she just needs, like, a good vehicle. Like, I just want to, like, one day...
Yeah.
It's like, you know, what is it, like, when they do the, when all the networks make the announcements of, like, the upcoming season. I just want, like, a good, like... It's the end of May.
The upfront.
Yeah, it's the end of May. I wake up, I log on to Twitter, and I see, like, Jane Kasmerick this fall in Jane. I can just picture the other... You know what? How about the two Janes? How about her and the other Jane Krakowski from Kimmy Schmidt? The two of them in, like, a fun, quirky little comedy, in which are, like, they're just these two older gals. They just have to deal with all these, like... You know what? How about their, like... They're theater, like they're stars of theater. They're both singers. They've had this great career on stage, and their show gets canceled, and it gets picked up for like Mean Girls the musical or something stupid like that. And the rest of this, it's kind of like Sybil. Like the rest of the series is just them to react in like the stupidity of like Mean Girls the musical, and them trying to like, we're gonna do it on our own. We're gonna make it on our own, and they try and get into wacky adventures. I don't know. I could see that. Would you watch that?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't watch The Two Janes starring Jane Krakowski and Jane Kasmerick?
No.
All right. How would you make that show? How would you make that show better if you had to work with The Two Janes?
I mean, I would have them as two women who I would do it more of a Grace and Frankie sort of situation, not with like the husbands becoming gay or whatever, but like they're the two women who have had to like put up with each other for like 30 years. And now they end up, like, having to work together on something.
How about their husbands go to jail? They were, like, involved in some, like, scam.
Ponzi scheme?
Yeah, some, like, Ponzi scheme. They go to jail. They're gonna, like, serve, like, a life sentence. Everything gets seized. All their assets, all the husband's assets get seized. And so, like, now they're just kind of, like, forced to slum it together. And then they kind of go into, like a true broke girl scenario where, like, they each try to like figure out what they're good at, and it's not much, and it's like just them coming together, and there has to be like, I could see them like there has to be like a young girl, like a young actress, like 20s ish actress trying to like explain the world to them. Even like 20s. How about like a young actress in their 30s? Who would you?
Ashley Tisdale.
Ashley Tisdale. I was gonna say, who's the girl that you like from Gossip Girl?
Leighton Meester.
I could see Leighton Meester. Leighton Meester is a con art. Like she was a con artist. She would just try to like con these men into like basically getting their money, and then she had like a change of heart, and then she kind of gets like teamed up with the Two Janes, and she's like trying to be a better person, and the Two Janes just want money, so it's just kind of like the two of them, like the three of them clashing. But I could see that with Ashley Tisdale, too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on the whole thing.
All right, how would you make it more fruitful? How would you make it fruitful?
You took mine, and then you destroyed it, so I'm not going to tell you.
Then don't tell me. You know what? How about it's like you're Dante's Peak and I'm Volcano, and we have our own clashing Two Jane shows come together. You're going to have Jane Seymour and fucking Jane Pauley. How about that? And I get the better Janes.
Why do I get a newscaster?
She wants to get into acting. She's like, I'm tired of acting. I just want to have my own vehicle on NBC.
Okay, Peacock. Just stop with the voices, Patrick.
It would be on Peacock. It would be a Peacock original. We get 12 hot episodes. Maybe some hot special guests. Made by the brains behind Fresh Off the Boat or something. Do you want to talk about the time that Bob Newhart was on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, tell me about it.
All right, so on the February 11th, 1995 episode of Saturday Night Live, which was hosted by our boy Bob Newhart, the episode's closing sketch ended with a redux of Newhart's final scene, in which Bob Hartley again wakes up with his wife Emily, also played by Suzanne Pleshette, and tells her that he had just had a dream of hosting Saturday Night Live. Emily responds, "Saturday Night Live? Is that still on?" And this was during a time when SNL was heavily criticized for its declining quality.
Yeah. ...
Which I think it still is. Newsflash. I don't know how you feel about SNL, but
I hate SNL now.
I've hated SNL since like Maya Rudolph left.
Yeah, okay. Since like Molly Shannon, Sherry O'Terry all left, it sucks. And the people they consider funny, I just find, just not funny.
Yep, sorry. So shut up.
Maybe out of that era, the only funny person was Andy Samberg.
Yeah, who now heads his own show on NBC.
I think Kristen Wiig sucks. I think Kate McKinnon is awful. Here's the thing. They all try so freaking hard to be funny.
Yeah, not a friend of the show.
It comes off disingenuous. But, they are trying so hard to make a certain joke or point of view, the joke, that they are missing the actual, organically funny stuff that SNL greats were able to always find.
You know what I have to say? Go back and watch the very first episode of SNL and just see, how subtle and funny it was.
I know, right?
And I wasn't even born yet, and I find that hilarious.
Okay, I'm here.
All right, but this ain't our SNL episode. We'll do SNL for episode 202 in 2 weeks. All right. On a scale of 1 out of 5 Stratford Inns, how many Stratford Inns would you rate the last episode of Newhart? Hold on. Can I take a guess? What are you going to say? All right. Are we going to get a rare Cat 5? Because I'm going to say we're going to get a rare Cat 5.
You are going to get a rare Cat 5.
Wow. I feel like we've been getting a lot of rare Cat 5s lately. I feel like we'll line them up.
No, actually we haven't. You just think you're going to.
I don't know. I feel like we've had a few, though. Like, I feel like we've had a few in the last, 20 episodes.
I think you're wrong.
All right. Well, you know, I'm going to go back. I'm going to listen to them, and I'm going to prove you wrong. What's the over-under on the Cat 5s in the last few episodes? I'm going to say 3. I feel like we've gotten 3.
I can guarantee you have not gotten 3.
All right, fandom, tell us which episodes we got Cat 5s in, so I can prove her wrong. Hashtag Cat was wrong. All right, you ready for my score?
Yeah, let's hear your score.
I'm going to give it, the last episode of Newhart, I'm going to give it a 4.5.
4.5.
It was great. I loved it. It's memorable. I wanted more. From the last episode of Newhart. I don't know what. You know what? The episode should have ended a little bit earlier. We should have got more with the Hartley house.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I feel like he should have got up and maybe I don't know, maybe get he should have gone to work.
Well, you have to remember, that was all a secret. The cast didn't even know until they pulled the curtain back.
Yes. So only a few people knew about this.
4 people knew, really. Maybe 5.
And Newhart said that it was actually his wife Ginny's idea to do this. You ought to end in a dream sequence because there was so much that was inexplicable about the show. She said, you should wake up in bed with Susie. What's her name? Oh, Suzanne Plachette. Yeah, Suzanne Plachette. You should wake up in bed with Suzanne and explain what's so
Suzanne.
Inexplicable about this world. And he's like, all right, let's fucking do it. And then I guess the network hated it. The writers and the network, they were just I don't know if this is going to work, but they went with it anyway. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about it. We're talking about it today. We're not talking about the ending of fucking any other show. Mm-hmm. No. Will and Grace, how did that end? I don't know. Future sequence? Lame.
Okay, which Will and Grace ending anyways? Because
we don't know. So Bob Newhart.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hats off. Kudos to you for earning your Pat 4.5 and your Cat 5. Good job. But I would have loved more shenanigans in the Hartley world. I don't know why. If we're going to dip into that world, I'm kind of I want more kind of a person.
Yeah, you always want more and you go to extremes and you go too far.
Sue me, Kettle, said the author. Get fucking Denny Crane. Hire Denny Crane and sue me.
I would if I could.
We've already said it. Next week is the 200th episode spectacular. I have an idea. How about, just to keep people on their toes, we don't say what it is. Okay. We just let it be a surprise.
Yeah, I'm not going to say what it is.
We're going to let it just come out into the world. We're going to drop you one hint. It involves a theme park.
That's all you need to know.
It takes place at a theme park.
Heather, I am not telling you anything else about this episode.
How many episodes of television series have taken place at a theme park? Millions.
I don't think it's millions, but...
A lot. You know what? It might not even be a TV show. Maybe it's a presentation about a theme park. You don't know. Maybe we're just throwing that out there. We're trying to throw you off the scent. If anyone guesses it, if anyone comes to our Twitter at Very Podcast and guesses it, we will build a statue in the middle of the golf course in the fictional world of New Heartland. How about that? On the 14th hole. Will you allow that?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
All right, what are the chances of you thinking someone's going to guess this?
I think it's kind of low.
I think 0 people will get this. 0 people.
Yeah.
But if someone gets it, I will send you hand sanitizer in the mail. How about that?
Because I can think of 20 TV episodes that take place at theme parks, and they're not even the episode we're doing.
All I have to say is, you're not going to get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it, never get it. All right, where can you follow our wild adventures, Cat? Also the author, where can you follow us?
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook at A Very Special Podcast. You can find us on YouTube, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Podcast Addict, Patreon. If you want to support our Patreon, that'd be awesome.
We love it.
And yeah, I think that's it.
And as always, girl, as always,
Bye!
watch the skies for rogue golf balls about to smash you in the forehead.